and welcome to another episode of Súper Dépor on Football Manager 2018. Now, since the last episode, we've played 3 games offline, 2 in the league and 1 in the cup. And we started with a league game away from home against Las Palmas. We looked pretty decent in this game, didn't concede too many chances and created quite a few, we just couldn't finish them off. That was until Luisinho got himself sent off in the 78th minute. When we had to go a bit defensive. But we managed to get a point, a nice 0-0 with 10 men is never too bad. Then we went at home against Real Madrid. Now I was dreading this one running up to it, but we actually managed to draw 0-0 against Real Madrid, which is a very pleasing result. So 2 points from the 2 league games that we've played offline isn't too bad. 3 points against Las Palmas would have been nice, but you can't have everything. And then we faced Girona in the second leg of our Spanish Cup tie. And I thought things were going to go a bit sour when Cristian Stuani scored the opening goal in the 18th minute. But Emre Çolak managed to save our blushes with an injury time goal on the 95th minute to send us through to the 5th round of the Spanish Cup. And you can see if you look a bit further down, our opponents in the 5th round of the Spanish Cup in January are going to be Las Palmas. So we drew against them in the league. Can we beat them in the cup? We'll find out when we play the January game. But for today's episode, we are in December. First game of December is against Getafe, who are currently 15th, so 4 positions above us in the league. Just take a look at the league table. So you can see there we're currently second bottom still, 6 points. We are 6 points from safety as well, which that gap's getting a bit concerning, but we do have a game in hand, which can take us to within 3 points of being safe from relegation. Our opponents today, Getafe, are currently in 15th with 13 points. They've won 4, drawn 1 and lost 8 so far this season with a goal difference of -11. They're newly promoted. They just got promoted last season after being relegated the season before. And their form is, well, I would have said quite poor, but they actually drew their last game 1-1 with Valladolid, despite the fact it says 1 there. I'm guessing that was a cup game as well. But they've lost the last 4 in the league against Girona, Atletico, Malaga and Espanyol. So I think this is definitely a winnable game. Before we have a look at our tactics for today's game, I just thought we'd have a look at the promises and dynamics. So the promises are the promises that I've made to the players. So you can see that I've actually succeeded in my promise to increase Luisinho's first team football. There's 3 other players that I've said I will play. They are Boveda, Cortavia and Fornos, so expect to see them in the coming matches. I've also promised to improve the dressing room atmosphere to Pedro Mosquera, and he's happy to see improvements in the dressing room atmosphere, so that's good. And I've also promised to accept a bid of £5 million from Jiangsu, Kelso Borges, the Costa Rican international, who you'll probably see playing in the World Cup. In fact, I think I saw him playing in the World Cup the other day. He wants to move to China for the wages is what he said, so he's obviously quite money hungry. Now if we take a quick look at the dynamics page, you can see match cohesion is currently average. The dressing room atmosphere has improved drastically. It was very poor before, but now it's gone up to very good, and managerial support is still average. Just looking at the players that do support me, there's no team leaders that do, but there's a few influential players. Krondelli, Shaw, Guillem and Boveda, and then Valentin amongst the other players that support me. No one opposes me, which is always a good thing. And quickly looking at the team happiness, one of our team leaders is unhappy currently, that's Pedro Mosquera, but that is in hand, obviously, with improving the dressing room atmosphere. That should improve his happiness. Kelso Borges is slightly unhappy, but that's because he wants to move away to go to China to get more money. And Fede Cortavia is angry as well, but I think that might be because of his lack of first team football, but we're giving him that now. Same with Enrico Boveda until he got injured. And Kike Fornos. So all the unhappy players, their issues are currently being dealt with, so they shouldn't be unhappy for much longer. So looking ahead to the match today, and this is the lineup that we're going with. Same formation as last time. We have switched the wing backs to playing with a defensive mentality just to stop Luisinho from being out of position when we need to defend. So it kind of gives us that extra stability at the back. So we have Titon in goal. Sydney, Fornos and Albertosa are our centre-backs today. Fernando Navarro was playing as centre-back, but he's actually picked up an injury. He is out for a further 5 to 7 weeks with a broken collarbone. Collarbone. And Nico Boveda is also out injured, but he should be back within 2 to 8 days, recovering from a pulled hamstring. At right wing back, we have Blas, who is a newcomer to the team. Kind of, he's a youngster, 20-year-old right wing back. Quite big, quite high potential on this lad. So we're giving him a run out in the team, and hopefully he's going to do quite well. He's made one appearance off the bench in the Spanish Cup, but this is his first game starting for us. Guillem is in defensive midfield as always. Luisinho at left wing back, who hasn't really performed very well in the games that I've given him, but we don't have another left wing back in the squad, so it's kind of the best we can do. If Navarro was fit, we could play him there, but he's more of a left back. He could probably play left wing back though. In centre midfield, we have Chrome Deli and Emre Cholak. In attacking midfield is Cortavia, and up front as the target man on support is Florent Andone. Distinct lack of goals from our forwards at the minute. Lucas did look quite good when he's been coming off the bench. Obviously, I promised Cortavia that I'll play him, so I can't really play Lucas unless I was to play him as a target man, and I'm not sure how well he copes in that role. Not much different from Andone, so possibly something to think about. Actually, yeah, we'll give Lucas a run out as a target man today. So Andone drops to the bench. We've got Pinchy on the bench as well, who can make an impact from there. In terms of mentality, we start with standard and flexible as usual. Team instructions of more direct passing, pump ball into the box, and play wider. And let's see how we can do against Getafe. It's time for the team talk. Morale seems pretty high, so we will say it's time to put an end to this poor form. Go out there and make it count. And Guillem looks delighted. The rest of them are hopefully, well, some of them are listening passionately, someone was listening nervously. He was that Emre Cholak. Let's see what they can do. Lucas is apparently on a fairly lengthy run without scoring a goal. Can he break his hoodoo here today? That's what the journalist says. And I'm going to passionately say, yes, I think he can. Because I'm in a positive mood, because I've just watched England just beat Tunisia 2-1 thanks to Harry Kane. Free kick for Getafe. It's Montero on the edge of the box. He's moving forward, he shoots, and that's just wide from him. First chance of the game going to Getafe there. We haven't really made many chances so far today. Another chance possibly for Getafe now. Long throw in into our box, but it's headed away. But it's going to fall to Montero, who's in a bit of space here in the centre of the field. Montero crosses in, Remy's there, and look, Remy gets the opening goal of the game. Jefferson Montero with the assist. And Getafe are 1-0 up. Cabrera with a very long throw in, headed away by Luisinho, but Shibasaki plays the ball to Montero, who skips past our defender and plays the ball across the face of goal for Remy to tap in. So that's half time, and not the best of performances. Only 2 shots so far today, none on target. Possession I don't really care about, but Alban Tosa has apparently lost possession more than any other player on the team. That's the stat of the first half, and I'm going to be aggressive in my team talk. Show me something else. Most of them seem motivated. Guillem, however, who is our worst performing player, does not. So I think that could mean a change is in order. And as we don't have another defensive midfielder, I have to bring Fabian Shaw on. Play him as a half-back on defend because he's used to playing as centre-back. So technically now we have a back 6. Luisinho, on yellow, he's playing at 6.6, so we'll keep him on for now. This experiment of Lucas playing as a target man doesn't seem to be working, so we're going to bring Cortavia off and bring on Andone and target man, move Lucas to the advanced playmaker role, maybe switch him back to a support. I was playing the advanced playmaker role as a support originally, just switched it to attack. I don't know why I switched it to attack, but I did. So 2 changes as we head into the second half. Let's see if they can make the difference. We're only a few minutes into the second half, but I'm kind of a bit scared that Luisinho is going to get himself sent off because he's looking frustrated. So we are going to take him off, and we're going to bring on Pinchy. And I think we'll make a tactical change as well once this substitution goes through. So let's have a look at the pitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to move Pinchy up to an inside forward. It leaves a slightly open left wing back. So we will move Shaw to be the wing back on defend. Not really comfortable playing there, but we'll see how he does. Fornos with a free kick, plays it to Pinchy, who just plays a wayward pass there and it's intercepted easily by Getafe. But they give the ball back to us with Chelok. Now it's Lucas to Andone, plays it to Pinchy, cuts inside, back to Andone, Andone shoots and it's tipped onto the bar by Martinez. What a chance that was. More of that please in the last 15 minutes. We've used all of our substitutions. There's nothing else really that I can do apart from instructions and tactical changes. But Getafe are coming forward with the ball now, and it's Portillo on this left hand side. It's a good tackle from Blas, but it falls back to a Getafe player, and Portillo's going on the left again, crosses in, Remy near post, and it's 2-0, it's game over. Surely Francisco Portillo with the cross, Remy with the header from the near post to get his 10th goal of the season, and it looks like we are resigned to yet another defeat. I'm going to go route one. Into the dying seconds of the game now, we've got to throw in their half, Lucas with it, but he gives it away easily to Gene, and he is just going to kick the ball off Pinchy and out for a throw in, and no doubt the referee's about to blow his whistle. There it is, full-time whistle. As soon as that second goal went in, I knew there was no hope of a comeback. Another defeat for us as Deportivo La Coruña manager, and it's another aggressive team talk, I'm afraid. I'm far from pleased with that result, and that leaves us 6 points adrift in the relegation zone. I know Real Sociedad's manager has been sacked, and they seem to have picked up form a little bit since that, so perhaps our chairman might be thinking the same thing. In fact, as I say that, he requests a meeting to discuss confidence. He wants me to explain the result against Getafe. I'm going to say I have to hold my hands up. I made some poor decisions on the day and apologise for the result. And they say, we understand that people make mistakes sometimes and won't judge you as harshly for this match as we might have done without your honesty. We hope the next meeting with you has the same outcome. Still in a job. So looking ahead to next episode, provided we actually manage to pick up some points in the next few games and don't get called into the board again, we will be playing in the Spanish Cup, 5th round, first leg against Las Palmas. Something different. It's been all league games so far on the live comms, so a cup game, we might actually win that. We're unbeaten in the cup so far this season, so there's a chance we might win it. In the meantime, we have a very difficult game in the league against Barcelona up next, followed by Bilbao, and then Eibar, who we might be able to beat, and Real Sociedad, who are bottom of the table and will be looking to overtake us if they've not done so already by New Year's Eve. But that is it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know how you're getting on in your saves. Let me know if you're doing a Deportivo save. Let me know how you think I can improve, because we desperately need a win, and any help at this point would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to my channel to get all my content when it comes out. Make sure to hit the notification bell so that you stay notified of any content when it does come out. And until the next time, I'll see you later.